asked, and then this number question was asked. Greetings, Master Teacher. We have Sonia Reddit. Peace and love. Sonia Reddit says, greetings, Master Teacher. So much is showing up on the screen. Hello, everybody. Danny
So yeah,
Salinas. Danny Salinas from the Killer Priest Podcast. Peace and love to you, Danny Salinas. And let's see. 1 second, everyone.
all right. So this is what's going on, man. We tying things in to ancient times, and nothing gets more ancient
I'm going to drink some
than
water
ancient
before we
Egypt.
continue.
Nothing gets more ancient than ancient Egypt. We all know all writings come from Metu Neter. All writings come from Metu
Directly
Neter.
before I start this. Why does it say enter your item here on the screen?
Arabic.
Yeah, I do a workout before I start this. I have to keep my water intake high to keep myself in shape. I look pretty good for an 82-year-old man, don't I?
So come on, man. He tough.
Okay. But all right. Let's
Shout to Tehuti.
Tamika's here.
No disrespect, bro. Just
peace to the brothers.
You know what I mean?
Peace.
I got you.
Another Danny.
Trust me, I got you.
The chosen one, son of Amun.
So
the hidden one, which becomes the Jesus story. When he went in.
All right, wait a minute.
I'm gonna drink some water before we continue.
All right, so just listen up. Listen to the topic what the brother talking about. Everybody tuck your tails. Don't let your feelings get hurt. You know, really, I don't give a fuck.
I also do a workout directly before I start
this is what we do, man. We work. You know what I'm saying? We suffering dots. If you don't like it, then I guess you just don't like it. It's your problem.
Yeah, I do a workout before I start this. I have to keep my water intake high to keep myself in shape. I look pretty good for an 82-year-old man, don't I?
I know I'm tired. Okay. I know my DNA gets tied in to these.
All right. Let's
these ancient pharaohs.
Tamika's here. Everybody's in here now. This is awesome. Peace to the brothers.
I found it.
Tamika. Peace. Another Danny. Oh, that's Tamika. Peace, Tamika. Okay, we got Unky Maya. Peace to Unky Maya. Donkey, my good brother who on the Killer Priest podcast sent a cash app one day.
So it's a topic you ready to go into, so just listen up. Tehuti, no disrespect, bro. Just I'm making a point, bro.
That was the funniest thing
no
you ever
disrespect.
Said, Peace and love.
I got you as soon as I can. Don't worry about it. I got you.
And let's get to it. Okay, let's get to it.
So here's the topic.
A question was sent in about who is Enoch in the Medu Neter. Okay. Just a show of hands here before we start. You can type the word Enoch in. Who's ever heard of Enoch in the Book of Enoch? Enoch seems to be pretty popular amongst the conscious community. Have you heard of Enoch? Enoch, the Book of Enoch. A lot of people ask me about it. And Enoch, the man that was supposed to be walking with God, and then he was taken up. We didn't even say how. Some pictures are drawn as taking him up in a wind. Some people have him cartoons where he just disappears. That's we have to deal with these things because, of course, these are things that affect people and their belief system. I can actually use Enoch to kind of break people out of the matrix and give the reality on who that was in reality. So the question that was sent in by Jay Kirkland.
This is for us who don't know.
Who is Enoch in the?
He's always looking up
in the Medu Neter.
It's one thing
this
I
question
know.
is asked because we know, as I teach, that a group of men called the Ptolemies, who were actually the children. The first one, Ptolemy Soter, was
Yes.
actually the child of Alexander the Great, came in
Okay.
with
Ptolemy.
Alexander. He came in
Yes.
332 BC. And
Mm-hmm.
when he came in to Kemet, he did something a lot different than when he went to other areas to conquer them. When he went to other areas to conquer them, he killed, massacred, took over the area. When he came to Kemet, he actually believed that he was the son of Amun. This is where the Matrix story comes from. He met an oracle, and the oracle confirmed that he was the son of Amun. He changed his name. His name was Alexander the Third. This is one of the places where the Trinity concepts come from. He was Alexander the Third, and he was Alex and Ander. Ander. He believed he was the son of Amun. Right. This is where you get the concept of Ander's son, which means the son of a man. The son of man became a title of Jesus. So Ander's son was actually a title prior to, but he was just Alexander, and Ander means man. So thus, in the Matrix movie, when they created Neo, who was the chosen one. That's where Neo comes from. He was the chosen one, and he was called Mr. Ander's son, right? The son of Ander. And Alexander was the chosen one, who was the third of the Alexanders, and the third of the Alexander family, children, third junior, as they would say. And he believed that he was the one, the chosen one, son of Amun, the hidden one, which becomes the Jesus story. When he went into Kemet, he didn't go in there pillaging and killing people. He did something a little different. He started dressing as the black people that he saw. He changed his name to a Kemetic name that they don't say in history, but he changed his name to a Kemetic name. Historians don't say it as a popular name. They keep calling him Alexander when he himself changed his name, and then he believed that he was a Comedian. He believed that he was a person of the Nile Valley, and then the person before him that he conquered, Darius, and before that, before Alexander, was Ashur-bani-pal. Ashur-bani-pal was the Assyrian king who had the largest of the stone libraries. That means the largest documents of stone. Austin Henry Layard was an archaeologist who had a book, Discoveries at Nineveh, where they talk about over 25,000 tablets were found, and they were the largest extent tablets of history found in a particular area. And there were stories of Enki, Enlil, Ninhursag, Ninurta, and other beings of Anu, the children of Anu. And this is where we get the popular Anunnaki stories, are from the records of Ashur-bani-pal. Well, when Alexander conquered, he had access to the libraries of Kemet, of course, and then he had access to Ashur-bani-pal, who had conquered Kemet prior to. So Alexander now became the largest owner of world history on the planet. He owned all the Kemetic documents he had authority over, and then he had access to Ashur-bani-pal tablets. This is one of the reasons why the Greeks say that their first teachers were Phoenicians, and they learned from the Babylonians, and this is where they get the word phonetics from. They basically copied these ancient cultures, and then they started creating the Bible. So let's get into this. This question. Yes, hit the like. Thank you, Tamika. I'm gonna put Tamika's comment up there. Hit the like. Thank you, Tamika. We have Enoch Idris is more Judo-Roman. Ethiopic narrative again. I stretch our copy from Tehuti and lore, right? So it was a copy, and we're going to get into this. Okay. Shout out to Jay. I don't even see Jay in the room. Okay, shout out to Jay. Let's get into it. Okay, so we know that Alexander was imitating the Cometians. His son was Ptolemy Soter I. Soter was the savior, one, the child of God, the first begotten son of God, who was the savior, right? That was his name, Ptolemy Soter I. So he was the first begotten son of Alexander, the new god in Kemet. And they created a character called Serapis. And then Serapis became the modern day Jesus that we have today. Okay. Let us see here. Okay, so I'm going to do a screen share and we're going to get into it. Okay, Freddie said he's heard of Enoch. Wonderful. Freddie's heard of Enoch. And we got Super Mogul. Okay, let us get into this Enoch and then we'll get into the number question and some other super chats or cash apps that were sent. And let's get into it. Let me take off the banner. Take off the. Okay, we're gonna keep that banner on there. Okay, let's do a share and let's get into this question about Enoch and the Book of Enoch and all this nonsense that has our people going all over the place. We're doing a screen share now, and so if you ask a Hebrew Israelite or a Christian, they will tell you that the Ptolemies issued 72 Jews to translate something called a Torah or a Pentateuch and a Tanakh or an Old Testament. Unfortunately, we cannot find one record of any ancient Hebrew claiming that this ever happened. It's only coming from one source, and that source, of course, is the Greeks themselves. The Greeks say this. What we're looking at today, and I always show that the Greeks at that time had no interest at all in any type of Hebrew culture. They were not interested in getting any translation of a Hebrew text. They were not interested in trying to give the Torah to the people. The Greeks, the Ptolemies at that time, the exact same Ptolemies, at the exact same time the Septuagint was put together, here was their religion. So the Septuagint was put together around 287 BC. Now this is
My bad, y'all.
the
My
Great
bad.
Mendez Stela, right?
I'm trying to find.
And this is 264 BC, 284 to
There we go.
246 in that time period, and within there was 264, and that is the
So I'm
exact
gonna let
time period of
Tehuti
the
teach real
so-called
quick.
translation. So here are the people that are supposed to be interested in translating the Bible, and here they are on stelas. These are the Ptolemies right here, Ptolemy II of Philadelphos, and here he is dressed up as a Cometian. I don't see any form of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, any form of Sabbath keeping, any form of anything that shows that the Ptolemies had any kind of Hebrew interest. The Ptolemies are here on the stelas, dressed up, and here's the clear image of them, rendition of them, dressed up, worshiping Ptah, the bull, Ptah. Okay. Remember, these are the Ptolemies, the same ones who Hebrews and Christians want us to believe had Hebrew scriptures translated for them, because the Ptolemies were supposedly interested in Hebrew culture. Here is Ptolemy II's own stela, declaring that their culture, declaring their beliefs were, what their beliefs were, nothing to do with Hebrews. They believed in Mendez, which is Menedjed, that is Asar's other name, as the great god, the ram, the goat, which was also Amun, who was the son of Heru, would be known as the Christian what? What is the son of a sheep called? A lamb. So here is the actual translation on the screen, and the first thing they say is, "Long live the son Heru, Horus." These are supposed to be the people that got the Bible translated. And here we are with them saying, "Long live Horus," right? Lord of the city of Mendez, friend of Ammon, That's why we have Ammon in the Bible. Friend of Ammon, great God, life of Ra. You see, this is who the Ptolemies were worshiping around the time in the 2nd century BC or 300 BC, around the time when Alexander came, all the way up into the time where the Romans took over and they even started worshiping Kemetic deities. None of these men were interested at all in Hebrew gods. Okay, now we're going to go to the Book of Enoch.
Just listen,
As
y'all.
a
Listen.
simple search, you just type in Enoch, go to Wikipedia. A lot of people say to me, hey, Wikipedia is not a good source. No problem. Find something wrong with the thing that I'm pointing out. So if I go to Wikipedia and it says Obama was once a president of the United States of America, is that now untrue because it's in Wikipedia? Is that incorrect information? If it says I go to Wikipedia and I type in Donald Trump and it says Donald Trump was the president before Biden, just that one sentence right there, just that one sentence, is that incorrect? Right, it is not incorrect. If you find something incorrect in the thing that I'm pointing out in Wikipedia, then please come and correct it. But I'm not pointing out every single thing in Wikipedia. I'm pointing out researchable information that is in Wikipedia, such as dates that are researched. The thing about Wikipedia too is when they give dates, they show you the archaeologists at the bottom that research the concurring dates. So here's the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch, because Enoch supposedly, according to the story, got taken up. And if he got taken up, then what did he leave? He obviously didn't leave a body. So we don't have a body of Enoch to research. So all we have is a book. If this is the only thing that people claim, this is the only thing that people associate with his name, is a book. Unfortunately, the book is not even his, but this is the Book of Enoch. But let's see who brought in the Book of Enoch. Let's see the time period that the Book of Enoch comes into existence. Older sections, mainly in the Book of Enoch, the texts are estimated date about, look at this date, ladies and gentlemen, 300 to 200 BC. Ah, the exact same date of the Ptolemies. Nice. Very nice. So the Book of Enoch begins at the beginning of the Ptolemies. But Enoch is supposed to be a man that existed way back in the pre-flood times. Pre-flood times, because he's Genesis or Bereshit 5:24, I believe is Enoch. So he's pre-flood time. So he's thousands of years old, but yet his book only dates back to the time of the Ptolemies. And the latest part of the book is probably 100 BC. How could one man, he wasn't even alive. He wasn't even alive at this time. So who's putting out the Book of Enoch? Where's the Book of Enoch coming from? It's obviously coming from the Ptolemies and existing after the Ptolemies come into effect. We can't find any ancient book of Enoch. So right off the bat, we have Enoch dating back as far as whatever he left, because he didn't leave a body. He was taken up by God. Going back to the Ptolemies who studied Kemetic information and Ashurbanipal's information. So what is Enoch most known for? Here he is. Enoch is most known for this event, which is Genesis 5:23 to 24. Enoch walked with God, for he was not, for God took him. Took him where? Ascended him into the heavens. Every time you see an image of Enoch, he's flying in the sky, or he's looking up at the sky, and God is taking him up. It's basically the only thing he's ever accomplished or done. We don't have any works of Enoch other than a book that came 3,000 years after he was born. And we have nothing from Enoch other than a story left in another book that's not old, which is the book of Genesis that the good brother Mighty Hebrew calls Bereshit. And the book of Bereshit is a young book as well. And in here it talks about Enoch was taken up. Where does this story come from? As far as the Medunetter, where does this story come from? Okay, this story does come from Kemet. It comes from a set of tablets that are in Kemet, but were actually in cuneiform. Okay, so these are a group of tablets that were found. Well, some of them were in cuneiform because not all the tablets, I'm going to say the name of a set of tablets that you can research. Not all of them were in cuneiform, but because there was conversation between the Hittites and Queen Tai and the people of that time, there were conversations in different languages. Several of them were in cuneiform, but they are from the Tel Amarna tablets. The Tel Amarna Kemetic tablets. Let's take a look, because in the Tel Amarna Kemetic tablets speaks of a man called Adapa Utu Nephishtim. Sorry, I'm not doing Nephishtim, that's Noah. Adapa Utu Absu. Utu Absu, let's check him out on the screen. And here we are, we have Adapa. Here is where the Enoch story comes from. Adapa is from fragmentary tablets from the Tel Amarna in Egypt, in Kemet. So who had access to the Tel Amarna tablets in Kemet? Of course, the Ptolemies. So when the Ptolemies come in, let's see, the Ptolemies only come in 300 BC. So when they come in, of course, the Ptolemies and Alexander are coming in, taking all these stories and creating stories out of them, similar to how Spider-Man is created. Santa Claus. Santa Claus is a great example. There's no ancient records of Santa Claus, and there's no records of Santa Claus himself leaving anything behind, because he only exists in the script of the writers. So we will not find Santa Claus's hat. We will not find that red suit, because you can buy the suit at Walmart. You can buy the suit at a Halloween shop, but you won't find any archaeology of the actual suit of Santa Claus, because Santa Claus is a story written, so he has a beginning time, only begins when the story is written. So here we are. We have fragmentary tablets in Tel Amarna, Egypt, around the 14th century BC. 14th century BC, and where were these tablets found? From the library of Ashurbanipal. Remember Ashurbanipal? Ashurbanipal was the one who conquered Kemet. That had over 25,000 Sumerian tablets in his library that was discovered by Austin Henry Layard. And now they're in the book, The Discoveries of Nineveh, and several other 100 books now that they've come out. But here it is, Ashurbanipal. And this goes back to his time. These versions of it, 7th century BCE. That's 400 years. The original one, 1400 BC. But this is 1,000 years before the Ptolemies came into existence, came to Kemet. We find them at Amarna in Egypt from the archives of the Egyptian king Amenophis IV, 1377 to 1361. And then they were collected, and then Ashurbanipal got them. And then the ones he got date back to his time, of course, because that's when he existed. But the original ones go back to 14th century BC, which was a man named Adapa. What I did is I went to the translations of the story of Adapa. The story of the winds is what it's called. And here, what is Enoch known for? Enoch is known for ascending to heaven. So let's look directly at tablet 2. So here are the tablets: Ilu Anu Amata Inanita Inasii Misu. And this is the cuneiform transliteration. Ilsina Raru It Tibi Inaku Usi Su Su Ti Liil Guni Sui. And there is An Ni Ka, right? Ia, which is Inki, and then Mi I Idu Ilpus Suma, and that is the English translation over here, which is when Anu heard the words. Now remember, Anu is the heavenly one. Anu heard the words, he cried, "Help!" He ascended to his throne. Where's his throne? His throne is in the heavens, the real heavens, the upper place. Anytime you use the word ascended, you're talking about going up. So he ascended to his throne. Let someone bring him. Bring who? This was Adapa. Anu, who ascended up to a high place, asked someone to bring a mortal king. Grab a little bit of water. Adapa was one of the humans, one of the mortals. So he was not privy to go up to the heavens with Anu. That was for the Anunnaki or the Igigi, or those of Anu that were privy to that. But regular people on the planet Earth were not privy to just go up to the place of Anu unless Anu requested. So Anu requested, and who responded?
The
Ea.
Igigi.
Ea, right? And here we see Ea, likewise Ea, who knows the heaven. So where is Anu? Anu is ascended to the heaven, and Ea, who knows the heaven, knows to come and get a man and bring him to the area of Anu. Whether you believe in this story or not believe in this story is not the question at hand. The fact is that this story existed 1400 century to Ashurbanipal's rewrite of it, which is 7th century, 6th century, way before the Bible was even a thought. And so Ea, who knows the heaven, aroused, he caused him to wear with a mourning garment. He garbed him and gave him counsel. So here is Enki now giving this human man counsel, because he's about to go talk to Anu. This is not something normal amongst the people that they just walk up or get ascended to where Anu is. So he had to get prepared to put on a garment. He garbed him. He had to give him counsel because he was one of the sages, but he had to give him counsel. And then he was worthy to go up and see Anu. Okay, so saying Adapa, there's Adapa. Adapa before the face of Anu, King, thou art to go. So he's telling Adapa, who was an earthly king at the time, that we're going to take you and ascend you to the heavens to see Anu. That's where you're going to go. Okay. Now, what's interesting is this Anu name. Now, just to show you that Christianity was taken, I'm going to stop sharing the screen real quick. We're going to get more into this. I'm going to go back to over here. Okay, so Christianity was taken, and Hebrew Israelitism was taken from Kemet, and this is why the concepts, I'm going to pull up one of my files, are clearly taken, especially this Anu concept, because this Anu was the name of the heavenly God before there was a Yahweh. We don't find any record of a Yahweh. We don't find any record of the Elohim. My good brother, my Hebrew, keeps talking to me about the Elohim, and I ask him, where are the ancient records of this, the Elohim and all of this? So I'm going to go ahead and show something right here for everyone to see. I'm going to go off memory. I think it's I can't find it on my screen. Okay, yeah, okay, here we go. I'm going to pull it up right now.
Sword shot and sword.
And here is the screen. Is John 8:32. And we go to John 8:32. Put this on the screen here. And boom. Everybody can see John 8:32. If you ask a Christian, where is their God? Their God is in heaven. John 8:32 says, and he who said unto them, ye are from beneath, I am from above. Right? So here is Jesus talking about the ascended place, the above. You are from this world. I'm not of this world. So this is their Jesus. Their Jesus talking about he is from a place of above. But where did this concept of above come from? Let's look at the actual words. Here's the Greek down here, which I'm sure that most people can't read. So I'll go to the interlinear of it. Here's the interlinear of it, and we'll pull that up, and we'll go word for word. And here it is. You are from, ek, beneath, kato, I, ego. The word ego just means I. I am from, and look at that word for above there. Anu. Does everybody see that? Anu. Anu. Anu is the word that the Jesus of the Bible used for the above. You see that? So we're going to get off of this. So Anu, An was the Assyrian Sugagi Kiyengi, most high of the Igigi, or the Anunnaki, or those from Anu. And he's from the ascended place, the heavens. And Jesus now is in the New Testament telling people, you are from below, I am from Anu. Anu, which became a concept of the word for above, or the heavens. Of course it did, because the original concept of above, in where they stole the stories from, was Anu, coming from this Adapa story. Here we are back to the Adapa story, saying, before the face of Anu the king thou art going to go. Okay, then we come down here with Inanasa emi ini lehi ama ina ba bi ilu ani inati hika in ba bu ila and these aren't even there. These ones in the column. Demuzi, who's Tammuz, right? Gizida, right? And then down here to 3. Adapa Inapan. Ilu is not there, but Ini, Sari, Ataka, Lekma, and Tima. I'm just going to go to the English. Here's the English here, and here's the translation of it. To heaven. So you see Anu is in the heaven. He's going to be brought to the heaven. When thou comest up. See, I have up here. Up is in red. So they're going upwards. Here is the first man who's recorded in the first human man, because remember, the difference between Enoch was one of the sons of the generations of Adam, who was the supposed earthling. That's what the word Adam means, or one of the earth. He was a supposed earthling. And prior to this, it was only angels that were in the heaven with God. But then Enoch was the first man,
All right,
human
that's enough
man,
mem
that went up
sauce.
to God. Well, in the
All right, that's enough mem sauce. All right, so listen, I just did a video where I was talking about these Egyptian pharaohs. I'm tied in through my DNA. So we know we have an Egypt in America. We know we have an Egypt in Abyssinia. But the point is, this land used to be connected at some point. And I believe that post-antediluvian, this land was all connected. And we had a situation. Now, I believe that all of these different sects that we have, all of these different situations that I think the Catholic Church started, right? I think that all these little divisions and all these little, man, do you know what we would do if all of these gods was to get together, band together, and we make something happen? It's the energy that we create. All of the beef, and we should be able to connect on a whole nother level. Now we know. Now we know what's going on. Now we know what's going on. We done tied in this energy, this frequency, this vibration. We tied in. So now what? Now it's time for us to stop all of the division, all the bullshit. Let's do what we gotta do. Come up under some banner and take over. Get our shit back. Get our shit back. Okay? Egypt, we know that there's 2 Egypts. We're not even gonna get into that. But it's these melanated people. They gotta do right. I got something I gotta do. If y'all want to see the rest of this, go check out Tehuti, right? Shouts out to Aline, okay, Dr. Aline. Shouts out to No, man, the brothers, man, y'all know, y'all already know. Peace, I'm out. Show us something, show sword sharp and sword, man.